There it goes. And it's ready. What's up, everybody? So, tomorrow's Mother's Day, and I wanted to whip something special up for my mom and for some other mothers here. So, what I decided to do is go with this Swerve unsweetened, not unsweetened, I mean artificially sweetened. It's definitely sweetened with erythritol chocolate cake. Now, this is from New Orleans. You know, I love that place. And I'm gonna do some adjustments to this, so follow along. Okay, first things first, we're gonna do is make some coffee. We're gonna use that instead of water, and that's gonna be one of the bases of the cake. So what I did right here is I put the cake box mix in, and it asked for 3 eggs and 1/3 of oil and 1/3 of water and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. What I did was I put 3 eggs and a yolk, so it'll keep it even moist. And the next step was, instead of water, I put 1/3 cup of coffee mixed with heavy cream, and then I took a half a cup of I put 1/3 cup of oil, and the rest of the half a cup I filled it with melted butter. So you probably gotta melt a little bit of butter. You kind of have to eyeball it and pour that in there. And then one more ingredient would be vanilla essence, vanilla extract, or almond extract. I had almond extract. I like the smell of almond extract, so that's what I went with. But if you guys have vanilla, by all means, you can put vanilla. If you have a good bourbon, you can put a little bit of bourbon. Obviously, it wouldn't make it keto at this point if you put bourbon. But if you're just going for the low carb thing, then why not? So make sure you mix all the ingredients. You don't have to beat it like in a beater or whatnot. But just make sure you mix it up really good. And at this point, I had the wild idea: why not put some more protein to make this even more healthier? So I had some isopure protein, whey protein isolate, got the lowest carbs. It's probably like a scoop and a half of that. And then I continue mixing it, and when I was mixing it, I kind of realized, it's getting a little harder, and the consistency is going away. So at that point, I put about like 2 tablespoons of coffee, and continue to mix it. So there's me putting some coffee right there, and I continue to mix it. It was looking a lot better. I also added a little bit of oil in, and then I had the wild idea of putting some chocolate chips in, because chocolate chips will definitely make this cake even more chocolatier. And that's the reason why we do desserts if you're on keto or low carb, is just to get that feel, that mouth feel that we've been missing. Like when you're on keto, you're restricted to so many different foods, so you got to put something in to be able to do this diet well. Like you should be able to have foods that's similar to what you would normally eat, or something that you would normally crave, but a healthier version of that. So this by no means is gonna be the best chocolate cupcakes. That you can replace flour and real sugar, but almond flour and this cake box mix can do a pretty good job of it. So at this point, I'm just filling the cake tin up with probably, I would say, if you have a good ice cream scoop, like I would say, put like 1 scoop of it, 1 big scoop. I had this big spoon, so that's what I used. It did the job for me, but if you have an ice cream scoop, that's the way to go. It's kind of like that Maui cookie lady. She uses this big ice cream scoop to make her cookies, and those cookies are ginormous. So anyway, I set up the oven at 350, preheated the oven to 350, put them in the bottom rack. I baked them for like 16 minutes. It calls for 15 to 18 minutes, so within that time frame. Alexa, off. So after 16 minutes, Alexa warned me that my muffins were baked. If not, it was gonna get overbaked. So checked them with the skewer. Sure enough, they were all baked. If yours is not baked, put them in for a couple more minutes. And at this point, I'm just chopping up extra chocolate chips that I had, and I wanted to make a chocolate ganache. And you need something to go with the cupcake. You can't just leave a plain ass cupcake. So that's what I did. I put in some of that chocolate chips, and then I microwaved 1/4 cup of heavy cream, and then let it sit for like a solid minute or two, and then start whisking. So after a minute or two, I started whisking. Because it sat for a minute, I was able to mix in the chocolate with the cream to get the ganache consistency. If I had have mixed it right away, it wouldn't have worked as well, And you can always add hot coffee to this if you don't want to put heavy cream, or you do it on a double boiler and use butter and chocolate chips. And there's me putting a little bit more chocolate chips to the mix. I felt like it was a little runny, so I added some more chocolate chips to make it thicker and more chocolatier. And this end of the day, that's the goal, right? We all love chocolate so much that we want to get a little bit of chocolate in our lives. So when we're going through these crazy diets, we don't feel like we're losing our minds. So definitely had to change the bowl, because if I had have kept mixing it in a ceramic bowl or plastic bowl, I would be able to put that in the microwave. It didn't melt as I thought it would melt, so I had to stick it in the microwave for like 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And right here, I'm just putting some monk fruit sweetener. And monk fruit sweetener is another sugar-free sweetener that you can get at Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Sprouts. It's normally like $5.99. Sometimes it's on sale at like $4.99 at Walmart. But that's basically what I'm adding. I tried it with 1 teaspoon of monk fruit sweetener, and I don't think it was enough for me. So, I added some more monk fruit sweetener to the mix. If you really like it really, really dark, rich chocolate, then you're going to be fine. You're not going to need to add this. But, for a little bit of sweetness, for the people that like, medium dark chocolate, this is the way to go. So after your cake's cool, you can always add the dark chocolate ganache with a spoon, or you can just dip it. And dipping it is a lot easier. So at this point, you can put crushed almonds or any keto / low carb toppings to this cupcake. I will have the ingredients in the description below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It motivates me to make more of these, and I have a ton of recipes to share with you guys. So until then, have a great time.